This is Excel Chapter 1, Part 2, and we are beginning on page 15 in your book. The next thing we're ready to do is to calculate totals. The great thing about using Excel is that it is going to do the addition and subtraction, and for that fact, all the math for us. We want a total for each one of the cities. We also are going to want a total for each one of the techniques. We are going to use Excel's sum function, which will add all the numbers in a range of cells. This is an easy way to accomplish this. A range of cells is cells that are touching. Range of cells is cells that are in a line together. It can have two or it can have more adjacent cells in a column or a row, or it can be a rectangular group of cells. In this example, we are going to be summarizing all of Allentown's fundraising techniques. So we are going to select the cell where we want the answer to be. In this case, it's going to be B9 to make that active. And then the sum button is up here in the top. It's on the Home tab in the editing group. And it actually looks like a Greek looking letter E. If you click that, it's going to put the marching ants around this group of numbers because it's saying, I bet you want to summarize or add this group of numbers. If that's correct, you press enter. If it's not correct, you just highlight the group of numbers that you are wanting to add. In this case, that is correct, so we will press enter. You should have received an answer that matches mine. Now we want to summarize up the rest of the cities, and we could do it the same way. However, there is an even simpler way once we have the formula here. And that is to use the fill handle. Basically, we want to copy this formula, which says add up this group of numbers, this column, to this cell, this one, this one, this one, and this one. The easiest way to do that is to use the fill handle. If you come down to the bottom right-hand corner, you will get a black plus sign. If you click your mouse and drag through where you want that formula copied and release, it will add up all those other numbers. The cell being copied, for example, this one, was our source area or copy area, and the range of cells receiving the copy here is the destination area or paste area. Now what it did, you'll notice that the formula here says to sum B4 through B8. Once we pasted it to this one, because we're in column C, it says, well, I bet you don't want to add column B again. I bet you want to now add column C. And so what it does, it changes the formula relative to its new location. So each adjusted cell reference is called a relative reference, meaning it's changed it relative to the new location and has not kept the formula exactly the way it was. Now we want to determine the total for each one of the different techniques of fundraising for all the cities together. So we're going to determine multiple totals all at the same time. This is a super easy way to total everything. So what we're going to do is just select where we want all the totals to be, and we will click on the sum button. And it filled those in. If we want to double check and make sure that it added the right thing, all we have to do is double click in the cell, and you'll see that it says it is summarizing B4 through G4. The colon means through, and it also puts a blue box around that so that we can make sure that it did add in the information that we wanted added. In this case, it did. I want you to double check and make sure that this number matches your number, which is 1573109. If that number did not match, chances are you have had a mistake up here in your typing. That's very simple to fix. All you have to do is fix it. It will re-add the row and it will re-add the column to get you a new total down here. You do not have to do the math again. It's going to do it for you, which is why Excel is so handy. So go ahead and save this. And this will be the end of part 2.